Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. That was a weird way to start. Anyway, Pirates of the Caribbean. We got some more news. Not really news. Some of it's kind of news. Some rumours. Some statements about Johnny Depp. Yeah, we are getting a reboot, although they are still trying to tease another movie. It's kind of all over the place. Alright? It's kind of all over the place. So we're going to dive into this today. Hit subscribe if you're new here, folks. Turn the bell notifications on. And if you like what I do here, I will say it, please do support via Patreon. It's the first link down below. Why? Because YouTube loves to demonetize all of your favourite YouTubers. They just do. It is what it is. And they can still place adverts on your channel, making money from you. So for as little as $2 a month, you can subscribe to Patreon and you do get some benefits. So please do check it out. But anyway, let's take a look. So we have this. We just shift this on over. Pirates of the Caribbean 6 eyeing Austin Butler and Haley Steinfeld as producer teases Johnny Depp's return, but also it doesn't really tease him, right? I'm not gonna lie. A lot of these articles have been pretty clickbaity about it. His statement is basically, hey, you know, I'd love to bring him back, but I can't. That's not news. This is the same statement that's been ongoing for the last couple of years now. Ever since we heard about this all-female reboot thing. And they do comment on the Margot Robbie movie as well. So it still is interesting. I mean, this is Disney just self-immolation at this point, isn't it? It's like, anything we could do that would make money, we're not going to do. Alright then. Yeah, I mean, granted, I don't think Johnny Depp would come back. Although there were some rumours he was in Disneyland or Disney World in Jack Sparrow attire. There was a video circulating about it. Could have been him. Who knows? But anyway, let's take a look at this, shall we? So like I said, this is Jerry Bruckheimer, the franchise producer, coming out and discussing all of this. Speaking about casting rumours and things like that. So, here we have Entertainment Tonight. And this is Jerry Bruckheimer discussing it anyway. So he says, look, if it was up to me, of course, I love having Depp. He's a great actor and a good friend, and I've certainly spoke to him, but we'll see what happens. It's not up to him. It's up to Disney. I don't think they're going to let him... I just don't think they're going to have him, let's be honest. At all. Right? So he's not really teasing anything at all here. He's basically saying the same thing that's been on repeat time and time again. It's never changed. It's always been the same. Johnny Depp likely not coming back because it's not up to him. But we also have this, and we'll get to the casting rooms in a minute. But he basically talks about the Margot Robbie movie. Now, this is a movie which Margot Robbie's discussed quite quite candidly and explicitly, and basically expressed how pissed off she was about the entire situation. About Jerry Bruckheimer and Disney going elsewhere as opposed to going with her. Now, I will say this. I do imagine, I mean, I could be wrong. You leave your thoughts down below. But I would imagine right now Disney is going to be kicking themselves for not going with the Margot Robbie Pirates of the Caribbean. Why? Because, of course, last year's huge success that was Barbie. Now, that wasn't down to Margot Robbie. Obviously, it wasn't. It was down to the property. It was also down to Oppenheimer and the playoff between one another. That's what made it such a smash hit success. But of course it was Barbie. Barbie was always going to do well. But studios don't think like that. Studios are stupid. So undoubtedly Disney would have been looking at this and gone, oh, shit, we should have got Margot Robbie in. But they haven't. And that is looking like it's dead, to be fair. Like completely dead. So as we scroll down here, speaking to Entertainment Tonight, again, this is that statement here, but Entertainment Weekly. Bruckheimer confirms that Disney is still developing the Margot Robbie-led spin-off, but not really. So he says it's two different movies. We hope to get them both made. But you're only making one at this point. Also, how confusing is it that you're going to do one that's a reboot and then the other which, like, isn't? What? So this is the statement. Look, it's two different movies. We hope to get them both made. And I think Disney agrees. This is very diplomatic. I think Disney agrees. They really want to make the Margot one too. You think Disney agrees. Mate, you're the producer. Have you not put it to them? Do they not want to make it or not? What are you doing? Like, what? Seriously? Super dumb. Super, super, super dumb. And then Dead Men Tell No Tales scribe Jeff Nathanson is penning the Depp-less reboot. And it sounds like work is progressing relatively well. He says he's got an amazing third act. We just got to clean up the first and second. What? He's got a great end. But the first and second aren't good? Okay. Weird, but alright. But he wrote a great third act. That doesn't sound good, does it? That doesn't sound good at all. That sounds bloody terrible. Genuinely. And then we have this as well. So, Ayo Edebiri is in talks for the reboot role anyway. And Haley Steinfeld is also apparently on, going to jump on board this project. So that's interesting. But he has since come out and confirmed that this new one with the Ayo Edebiri, the one that they're actually making, because remember, they're not making the Margot Robbie one at this point in time. He thinks Disney likes it. But yeah, so he's come out and basically said, yeah, that is absolutely a reboot. The other one, whatever one it is, that is absolutely a reboot. And you can see it here. Pirates of the Caribbean producer hopes to make both the reboot, so confirms reboot, and Margot Robbie exclusive. It's 2 different films. We hope to get them both made. So what did he say specifically? 2 different films, blah, blah, blah. Hope to get them both made. So that's, fine, interesting. And this is what Robbie said to Vanity Fair. We had an idea and we were developing it for a while, ages ago, to have more of a female-led, not totally female-led, caught ourselves there, but just a different kind of story, which we thought would have been really cool, but I guess they don't want to do it. So, yeah. I think he's cracked it, Bruckheimer says. He's got an amazing third act, but we don't have a first and second. Cool. And then he says he confirms that this treatment is intended as a reboot and wouldn't follow familiar characters, but he voices his support for an appearance from Depp. So he says it's a reboot. So yeah, it's a complete reboot. Johnny Depp's not going to appear because it's a reboot. I mean, that's it. He's not going to appear, obviously. Of course he's not. But he does sing his praises. I love him. He's a good friend. Amazing artist. He's unique. He created Captain Jack. That was not on the page. That was him doing a little Pepe Le Pew and Keith Richards. That was his interpretation of Jack Sparrow. So there you go. I mean, there's not really much else, to be fair. It talks a little bit about National Treasure. These things take time. Your writers sometimes really need to dig in and sequester themselves. Ted is a phenomenal writer, blah, blah, blah. But you're not doing a National Treasure either. I mean, there you go. Look, it is what it is. It's a straight reboot. No Johnny Depp. No Margot Robbie either. But I bet you Disney are kicking themselves. Thoughts down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.